February 9th. The time is 8:59. I want to read something to you guys. We know after Jesus rules for 1,000 years, he's going to let Satan loose again for a little while, which we don't know how long a little while is. It could be quite a while. But in the kingdom of heaven, it won't seem that bad, you know. But for those that are here on the earth, it'll be probably something like this, what this is. I don't know. What I look forward to is in Revelations 3, where it says, those that didn't deny his name and he spares them the moment of trial, they're going to go into the New Jerusalem, where he's going to make them a pillar, where they won't come out no more. And then in chapter 21, it says, in Revelation, it says, and I, John, saw the holy city, the New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride, adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. Now this is after Satan's gone, okay? This is after Satan's gone. So I feel those of us, the bride that are taken this first time, somebody asked me this, because it says clearly in Revelations 3, let me find it here. Revelations, John, here we go, behold, I will make them of the synagogue. Okay, I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, but are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now you notice when he says the hour of temptation, now we know a day to the Lord is like 1,000 years here. So, I mean, when he says the hour of temptation, we're going to be up there like really loving it. And just a little bit of time is going to pass. And all these things that we're reading here now will have passed. They will have passed by while we were there, comforted with him, like this never even existed. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay? Him that overcometh, I will make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which come down out of heaven from my God. Okay? Now, you heard that. Those that are taken out of here and spared. Somebody asked me about that. Okay? Now, those that go through the wrath, the foolish ones, those that are raised from the grave, and those that are that were martyred, they're going to rule with Christ for that 1,000 years. Okay, because it says right here, the millennium reign. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the keys of the bottomless pit and a chain. And he cast him into the bottomless pit, and a seal was placed on it. And I saw thrones and them that sat on them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus and the word of God, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. Okay? Those are the ones, the martyrs. They're going to reign for 1,000 years. Not the others. The others go into the temple where they won't come out again until they come down from heaven. The rest of the dead, okay, it says, neither had his mark. And and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead did not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection. On such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Okay, now at the end of that 1,000 years, we know Satan gets loosened again. Okay, now look around. We already know what Satan does. We've seen it. But those of us that have our eyes open right now, and we were watching, and like Jesus says, blessed are those when I come and I find them doing, that have watched and had been doing what we're doing now, because we're going to go into the New Jerusalem, where we're going to stay, and we won't come out until it comes down from the kingdom of heaven, as soon as all this is over. Okay, but we already know what Satan does, and basically he can't do nothing that you don't let him do. That's why I'm telling people right now, you got to resist this urge. It's a lustful spirit. You have to resist it. I'm just telling you, man. It's what happens, man. We all have to overcome these things. It's like cigarettes, too, man. You know, it's a hard habit to break, but you can break it. You can overcome it. I guarantee you can. You know, I used to smoke. I used to drink. I used to smoke pot. I used to, you know, drink alcohol, all that stuff, man. I gave it up. It's been a long time, man. The people look at me, and I'm 50. I'll be 57 this May, and people say, you know, if I didn't have this beard on me at all right now, I'd look a lot younger. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen people that were in their 40s or late 30s. They look as old as me, if not older. And it's because of the booze, the alcohol. These are the things the devil creates all that stuff. Isn't God's will for man? All right, now here, chapter 21. Now, we already know the loosing of Satan, and then Gog and Magog and all the people that come against the Lord. They're going to all be destroyed. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened. They were all judged according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Then here we go in chapter 21, okay? And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem. Now, we know New Jerusalem is where the bride, those that escaped all this, that's where we went to be in the New Jerusalem, and he writes his name on our foreheads. And it says, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared for a bride adorned for her husband. That's when we're going to come down with it, okay? But we won't be with all this, okay? It's. I read all that. You guys heard. I hope you heard it. Was able to keep up with it. Now, for some reason, why ain't the churches teaching this? This is what really baffles me. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all their tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I will make things new. And he said unto me, write, for these things words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst the fountain of water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things. Hear that? That overcometh. That's where we got to come out of this world now. Come out of it. Don't be holding hands with what's about to be destroyed. This is all the devil's making. And this was to see who is worthy and who isn't. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, the murderers, the whoremongers, the sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride of the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit into the high mountains, and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. It's going to be an awesome thing, you guys. A very awesome thing. It's going to be an awesome thing. A very awesome thing. This is the best part. You know what I mean? And the nations, and they shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of all of the nations into it. And there shall be no wise enter into it thing that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abominations, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. And then he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God, from the Lamb, in the midst of the streets of it. And on either side of the river there was the tree of life, which bare 12 manners of fruit, and yielded her fruit. Every month the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and the Lamb shall be in it. And his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face. Did you hear that? And they shall see his face. You know where they say no man has seen his face or anything like that? I know I seen one of them. I seen one of them revealed himself to me, and it was a real fast glimpse. And he was smiling at me as he went by me, and it was really fast. I had to look quickly to see this. And when I seen it, it startled me at first, and then but I could tell he was smiling at me. I didn't feel threatened in any way. And but the other things that I was seeing, I felt danger was all around in the stores and everything. There's a lot of evil upon us right now. You guys see it happening. I know you see it. But anyhow, here it is in chapter 22 in Revelations, verse 4. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be on their foreheads, and there shall be no night there. And they need no candle, neither light of the sun, for the Lord God giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. You see, you guys, there's not going to be no bad habits. Nobody's going to be, you ain't going to see the smoking, the drinking. Why not give them up now? Why not give it up now? This is the time to give it up. This is all the stuff that the devil did. When I look back at everything here, everything I see, these buildings, you guys know way back when, man, in the early days, in the early 1700s, families worked on their land and they farmed. They all farmed. Everybody was a farmer. And they had a store someplace, man. They might have had to take a long journey to get there. 40, 50 miles, if not 100, just to get to that one little store. They weren't even sure if they had what they needed. But it was a time they looked forward to that trip. Hey, we're going into town. And town would consist of maybe 3 little buildings. And when you got there, they got their little supplies that they needed. They may have traded stuff for it, that they worked for. But, look at today. You got buildings put up everywhere with all this fast food and gas stations on every corner, fast food markets everywhere. I'm looking at this one building and it's got a Sally's Beauty, for like all about beauty. And then right next to that is a wines, etc. And another place next to that is called a liquor store. And another place next to that is beer and tobacco store. And then another place next to it is called Lucky Hair. About your hair done, Then it's, GameStop, all about games. Another fast food, then these Verizon telephone place. This isn't what God created this to be. There was times when families were happy at home. They were happy when they were working in their fields, doing their daily work. They were more happier then, enjoying things, each other. They spent time. They looked at each other, too. They talked to each other, and they believed in God, Not like it is today, man. This is not what God created. This is the devil's work. I've seen the devil at hand here, man. I'm telling you guys the truth. That's why you see that angel blowing that trumpet above my head. I'm telling you the truth. And it's about there's a simple message there. 2 items, right? Well, there's 3. There's a little clock, a real small one. It's hard to see next to the white horse. In other words, a little time. Let me tell you something. I've been doing this for quite a while. All right? Ever since I got this photo, really a little before that. But the message is simple. By the blood of Christ, it's Jesus Christ that's coming. Okay? That trumpet, that's what I've been doing, sounding the trumpet. As far as me being in that mirror, I'm going to tell you, for me, that message in that mirror, it means we should be a reflection of Jesus Christ. You notice how I got my arms spread apart like a crucifix even? I'm going to tell you something. The Spirit came into me that day to do this photo. The Spirit did that. Because they put that photo away. I didn't see that photo until 2014. And let me tell you something. The time has come where now, this May, I'll be 57. Just like that Jewish calendar, 5/7/77. Okay? There's a meaning behind that date with the Jewish people. But one thing they don't believe in is what I read to you about how they're going to be deceived. How he's going to sit in the in 2nd Thessalonians, how he's going to sit in there and proclaim himself to be God. It's not in that book a lot everywhere. That's the only place where it's really written in there. But even the churches aren't even talking about it. And you guys know it's true. It's true. I've even seen where Jesus said, I come in my Father's name, and you've rejected me. And why is it these things stand out to me? But when the Pope showed up, Jesus said, another will come in his own name, and you'll accept him. And the Pope showed up, and not only did he show up, he said, I come in my own name. He said it loud and clear, I come in my own name. He didn't say he comes in the name of the Lord or nothing like that. He said he came in his own name. And then he slandered the word of Christ. He said Jesus Christ was a failure. His crucifixion on the cross was a failure. And people were clapping and loving him, loving everything about him. It's a demonic world that we're living in today, you guys. This is the demonic world. These are the end times. We were separated because he's going to spare us the wrath that he's about to pour out. That's what's getting ready to happen. There's going to be, like it said, the souls under the altar, okay? Chapter 6 in Revelations. It says, when he gives them all a white robe, and he goes, wait a little longer. And as soon as your fellow brothers were killed as you were killed. Let me tell you something. They don't even know how they were all killed. They were killed in all fashions that you can imagine. Many of them were beheaded, okay? They beheaded lots of them, more than we know, okay? There's things going on that we do not know. They have not been telling us all of it. But, horrible things. And they're killed in all kinds of ugly fashions, too, man. I mean, they tied people up with chains and then ran over them with heavy equipment, with tanks to see what they looked like flattened out. But that's what they were doing, Listen, you guys, this is not the time to be lukewarm, okay? Jesus Christ, he did not separate us. Now, a lot of the people in the churches are just that. They're lukewarm. And they're into their prosperity still. And they think, just like the Jewish temple, they think that he's coming here to rule in the temple and that they're going to get their blessings back here. I've heard it on YouTube, churches here announcing it, man, like it's a great thing coming up, man. Christ is going to soon be sitting in the temple here that's going to be built. And I'm going, how is it that they don't know what I just read? 2 Thessalonians, it says that he's going to sit in there and proclaim to be God. How is it? Because they're under strong delusion. They've been reading, and it says God's going to choose their delusion to where they're all going to believe different things. Not all the same thing, but different things. He's powerful. He's not, God's not going to, he's not going to let that into the kingdom of heaven. It's a sad thing, but that's what happened, you guys. That's what happened. How people could so easily, they got so busy with their lives. So busy with their lives that they literally, they didn't see this coming. They don't even see it. And let me tell you something, man. When you got people being murdered and butchered over there like that, let me tell you something, man. We turned our back on Israel, and not only did we turn our back with them, we perverted them. We perverted them with all our lustful, ugly stuff that we do here. America is the great whore. That Statue of Liberty out there, it is the great whore that sits on many waters. Right there. That's the great whore. But anyhow, we know there's a good ending to this story, okay? I wanted to also point out to you there where those that were separated, that we see what's going on right now. When we're taken, the 5 wise, when we're taken, he says he's going to take us into his new kingdom and make us like pillars, and we'll go out no more, okay? Then it's clear what it says about those that were martyred. Those are the ones that are going to come back and rule with him. They're going to be kings and priests for 1,000 years. Not us. We won't be going through that again. And I'm just fine with that, But I mean, whatever the Lord's plans are, it's going to be, I'm happy to do whatever his will is, whatever it is. But according to what I read in there, the way I understood it, we will be coming down with it when it comes into the earth, okay, into the new reign. The 5 wise, okay, the foolish are going to probably have to reign with Christ and be kings and priests, and they're probably going to start it all over again. That's what's going to happen. They're going to start it all over again. I'm going to tell you right now, the kingdom of heaven, we can't even fathom it, the size of it, okay? We can't even fathom it. But I kind of look at it like this. When you put a light in the room, darkness flees from it, don't it? So wherever that light is, darkness is constantly moving away from it, trying to get further and further away. So if it's constantly getting further and further away, and the light's constantly expanding, we have no idea how long this has been going. And I ain't even going to try to fathom it. I just know that it's big. Okay? Why? Because I know I serve a big God, the only God, Jesus Christ. You know? And a lot of demonic people, they hate me saying what I'm saying. They don't like to hear this. It probably gnaws at them, to know that it's the truth. Our God, He's God of all. And all knees, they will all worship Him. They will. There's no getting away from it. And they're doing exactly what He wants them to do, too, whether they know it or not. And they're getting exactly who He's letting them have. They're getting the ones that are probably more like them. Because when they seduce you, they're not going to seduce those that truly love God. They're not going to seduce them. They're not going to allow it. God bless you guys. I hope and pray that you get something from my message. And as I always say, check that description box out. I'll have something in there. And I'll probably post the same things I did last time. Same things, unless I see a newer video or something like that. God bless you guys. Hope and pray that you get something out of this message.